The Ethiopian Bible hasn't exactly been banned, but it is certainly different from the more commonly known versions of the Bible, especially in the West. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, one of the oldest branches of Christianity, holds a unique and extensive biblical canon with books not found in the standard Christian Bible. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The Ethiopian Bible, also known as the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Bible, stands as one of the most ancient and unique biblical canons in Christianity. Unlike the Bibles used by most Protestant and Catholic Christians, the Ethiopian Bible includes additional books and writings, such as the books of Enoch, Jubilees, and Maccabean, different from the Maccabees found in other traditions. These texts contain mystical and esoteric themes, prophetic visions, and apocalyptic writings that are deeply respected within Ethiopian Christianity, but are often considered extra-biblical by other Christian denominations. The Ethiopian Bible's content and emphasis on spirituality, justice, and supernatural realms have led some authorities over the centuries to view it as controversial or, in some cases, heretical. The canon of the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Bible has 81 books, significantly more than the 66 books of the Protestant Bible and the 73 books of the Catholic Bible. These include unique texts like the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, and 1 and 2 Maccabean. While these texts were valued by early Christians and were sometimes included in ancient Jewish literature, they did not make it into the canons of the major branches of Christianity. The reasons for this divergence are rooted in both theological perspectives and historical developments. The Book of Enoch and the mystical worldview. The Book of Enoch, central to the Ethiopian Bible, contains visions of heaven, descriptions of angelic and demonic beings, and prophecies regarding the coming of a messianic figure. It delves into stories of angels, such as the Watchers, who fell from grace and interacted with humanity, leading to the birth of the Nephilim, giants. This text provides a rich, mystical, and often symbolic depiction of the spiritual world, offering insights that early Christians found compelling. However, the Book of Enoch was excluded from the Hebrew Bible and subsequently omitted from most Christian canons. Early Christian leaders, particularly those at the Council of Nicaea and later church councils, did not include it, as they deemed it too speculative or potentially heretical. Additionally, some of the passages in Enoch discuss heavenly visions and cosmological themes that could be open to interpretation, making them challenging for church leaders who aim to create a standardized canon. Apocalyptic visions and the Book of Jubilees. The Book of Jubilees, sometimes called Lesser Genesis, is a retelling of events from Genesis and Exodus with added details and interpretations. It presents a highly structured vision of history, assigning specific time frames, or jubilees, to the events it describes. This book's emphasis on apocalyptic themes and rigid moral codes could have been perceived as unsettling or potentially divisive. Church leaders seeking to promote a unified Christian message may have found these themes too esoteric or threatening to their visions of a universal doctrine. Historical independence and isolation of Ethiopian Christianity. Christianity reached Ethiopia very early, possibly through the conversion of the Ethiopian eunuch by the Apostle Philip, Acts 8 verses 26 to 40, and flourished independently of Roman and Byzantine influences. Because of this, Ethiopian Christianity retained a unique perspective and canon, developed without significant external influence. When European missionaries arrived in Ethiopia, they encountered a church that already had a deeply rooted and established tradition. These missionaries sometimes saw the Ethiopian Bible as strange or even dangerous, as it did not conform to the European standards that were becoming dominant in the Christian world. In fact, during the colonial era, there were efforts to replace Ethiopian Christian texts with more orthodox versions of the Bible. These attempts were often met with resistance, as the Ethiopian church viewed its canon as authoritative and divinely inspired. Conflict with European theological views. The Ethiopian Bible includes passages that emphasize justice, equality, and resistance to oppression, which may have appeared subversive during times of colonialism. Western authorities may have viewed these messages as potentially destabilizing, particularly in an African nation with a long history of independence. In addition to its social themes, The Ethiopian Bible's acceptance of texts like Enoch and Jubilees stood in contrast to the European canon, which emphasized doctrinal uniformity. The Ethiopian canon's more open approach to mysticism and supernatural phenomena also conflicted with the theological perspectives of Western Christianity, which often preferred a more restrained and rational interpretation of Scripture. Esoteric content and fear of heresy. The Ethiopian Bible's unique texts are rich in descriptions of angels, demons, and other supernatural entities. Books like the Book of Enoch contain detailed accounts of the activities of fallen angels and their interactions with humans, along with complex heavenly visions. Such esoteric content was seen as potentially dangerous by church leaders concerned about maintaining a clear and accessible theology. They feared that these descriptions could lead to misunderstandings or even heretical beliefs if taken too literally. Over the centuries, this cautious approach led many church authorities in Europe and beyond to discourage or even ban these texts from the official canon. Preservation of early Christian beliefs and traditions. The Ethiopian Bible preserves many ancient traditions that may reflect the beliefs and practices of the earliest Christians. This has led some scholars to view it as a window into early Christianity. However, church leaders in later centuries sought to standardize Christian doctrine, and texts that preserved older, potentially divergent beliefs were often marginalized or excluded. The Ethiopian Church's preservation of these ancient texts and beliefs created a unique Christian worldview that resisted incorporation into the broader, more orthodox Christian framework. Western leaders may have seen these texts as relics of a primitive Christianity, leading to further distance and eventual exclusion. Colonial and missionary influence on biblical canon. During the age of colonialism, European missionaries sought to impose a more standardized form of Christianity on African nations. Ethiopia, with its long-standing Christian heritage, was an exception. Nevertheless, some European missionaries and colonial authorities viewed the Ethiopian Bible with suspicion, as it did not conform to their own religious norms. Efforts were sometimes made to discourage the use of the Ethiopian canon and promote European-approved versions. However, these attempts were often met with resistance from Ethiopian clergy, who maintained that their canon was authentic and divinely inspired. Modern reception of the Ethiopian Bible. Today, the Ethiopian Bible is increasingly appreciated for its unique contributions to Christian theology and its preservation of ancient Jewish and Christian literature. Scholars and theologians recognize that the Ethiopian canon offers valuable insights into the diversity of early Christian beliefs and practices. The inclusion of texts like Enoch and Jubilees provides a broader view of the spiritual world and offers perspectives that challenge traditional Western interpretations. Rediscovering the Ethiopian canon. With the growing interest in early Christian history, the Ethiopian Bible has gained respect and scholarly attention. The unique books within the Ethiopian canon are now studied not only by Ethiopians but by Christians and scholars worldwide, who seek to understand early Christian beliefs about the nature of God, angels, demons, and the apocalypse. These books are also appreciated for their emphasis on justice, equality, and the importance of community, themes that resonate strongly in modern contexts. Conclusion. The Ethiopian Bible's exclusion from the standard Western Christian canon is rooted in a combination of theological, cultural, and historical factors. Its unique texts, which include visions of angels, demons, and apocalyptic prophecies, challenge the doctrines of the early church councils that aim to standardize Christian belief. Furthermore, the Ethiopian Bible's emphasis on justice and autonomy, along with Ethiopia's resistance to colonial influence, made it controversial to Western authorities seeking to impose their own theological frameworks. Despite these challenges, the Ethiopian Bible remains a rich and invaluable part of Christian heritage. It offers a profound glimpse into early Christian beliefs, preserving ancient texts that provide insights into humanity's understanding of the divine and the spiritual world. In recent years, interest in these texts has grown, and the Ethiopian Bible continues to inspire those who seek to understand the broader context of Christian faith. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you like this video. Thank you.